The newest pennies in your pocket might be the ones everyone overlooks, and that's exactly what makes them worth a closer look. Welcome back to Change Your Life. Today, we're counting down 3 Lincoln Shield pennies that have caught the attention of collectors. 2020 D Lincoln Shield Penny. 2022 D Lincoln Shield Penny. 2019 Lincoln Shield Penny, no mint mark. These modern pennies feature the bold Union Shield reverse design and a copper-plated zinc composition. While they still appear in everyday circulation, collectors often inspect them for mint errors, die varieties, strike quality, and other unusual features that make certain examples stand out. Sometimes, the most interesting discoveries come from the coins people assume are too new to matter. Watch until the end. The final penny has a surprising detail that many collectors still search for. Let's reveal coin number 1. The first coin in today's countdown is the 2020 D Lincoln Shield Penny, a modern 1-cent coin that most Americans have seen countless times but rarely stop to examine. It may be sitting in a pocket, a cash register, or the bottom of a coin jar, looking dirty, worn, and completely ordinary. Yet for collectors, even a recent penny can become an exciting discovery when the right details come together. The 2020 D Lincoln Shield Penny was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark beneath the date. Although millions of these pennies entered circulation, collectors still search through rolls and pocket change because modern coins can occasionally display interesting mint-made varieties and production anomalies. The obverse continues the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. More than a century later, Lincoln's portrait remains one of the longest-running designs in United States coinage. The inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2020 surround the portrait, while the Denver Mint mark identifies where the coin was produced. Turning the coin over reveals the modern Union Shield reverse, introduced in 2010. The shield represents the strength and unity of the United States, with 13 vertical stripes symbolizing the original states joined together beneath a single horizontal bar. Above the shield appears E pluribus unum, while 1 cent and United States of America complete the design. Unlike older copper cents, the 2020 D Lincoln Shield Penny is made from copper-plated zinc. The coin has a zinc core covered by a thin layer of copper, making it lighter than the classic wheat pennies produced decades earlier. Even after years of circulation, many examples develop scratches, discoloration, and worn surfaces from everyday use. Modern coin collectors often pay close attention to recently issued pennies because advanced minting equipment can still produce unexpected varieties. Specialists examine 2020 D cents for features such as die chips, die cracks, doubled dies, struck-through errors, off-center strikes, and other genuine mint-made anomalies. While these are uncommon, they continue to attract interest within the collecting community. Another reason the 2020 D penny draws attention is that it was produced during an unusual period in modern history. Coins from this era circulated during significant global events, making them an interesting part of contemporary American numismatic history. Although most 2020 D Lincoln Shield pennies are common circulation coins, careful collectors never ignore them. A simple penny that appears ordinary today may reveal an unusual mint-made characteristic under magnification, proving once again that even modern pocket change deserves a second look. The 2020 D Lincoln Shield Penny demonstrates that age alone does not determine whether a coin is interesting. Even though it is a modern issue, every coin passes through a detailed manufacturing process where small variations can occasionally occur. Those variations are exactly what many collectors hope to discover. Production begins with a zinc core that receives a thin copper coating before being fed into high-speed coining presses. Each blank planchet is struck with tremendous force, transferring the Lincoln portrait to one side and the Union Shield design to the other. Because these presses operate continuously, the dies gradually wear over time, and subtle changes can appear on the coins they produce. Collectors carefully inspect 2020 D pennies for authentic mint-made features rather than ordinary circulation damage. Areas around the date, the D mint mark, Lincoln's portrait, and the lettering are checked for doubled dies, die chips, die cracks, cuds, struck-through errors, and off-center strikes. While these varieties are uncommon, verified examples often receive much greater collector attention than standard circulation coins. The Union Shield reverse also deserves close examination. Specialists study the shield lines, banner, lettering, and rim for unusual striking characteristics. Even small differences in the design can become important when they are confirmed as genuine mint varieties. Because the coin is made from copper-plated zinc, circulation can affect it differently than older solid copper cents. Heavy use may expose the zinc core if the copper plating becomes damaged, while moisture can sometimes cause corrosion. These forms of post-mint damage are generally not considered collectible, which is why distinguishing genuine mint errors from later damage is so important. Condition remains one of the biggest factors in collector interest. A sharply struck coin with original surfaces is usually more desirable than one that has been heavily worn, cleaned, or damaged. Modern coins in exceptional condition can be especially appealing because they preserve the details exactly as they left the mint. When an unusual feature is found, professional grading and authentication help determine whether it resulted from the minting process or occurred after the coin entered circulation. This expert evaluation provides confidence for collectors and helps establish a coin's place within the hobby. It is important to remember that most 2020D Lincoln Shield pennies are common and typically worth face value in circulated condition. Higher values are generally associated with authenticated mint errors, recognized varieties, or coins preserved in outstanding condition. The search is what makes modern coin collecting exciting. Every handful of pennies offers another opportunity to discover a small detail that others may have overlooked. Sometimes, the most ordinary-looking coin in your pocket can become the one that sparks a collector's curiosity. The second coin in today's countdown is the 2022D Lincoln Shield Penny, one of the newest Lincoln cents circulating across the United States. Because it is still a modern coin, many people assume it could never attract collector interest. Yet experienced coin hunters know that every new release deserves careful attention, especially during its early years in circulation. The 2022D Lincoln Shield Penny was struck at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the small d mint mark beneath the date. Every day, thousands of these pennies entered cash registers, vending machines, and pockets across America, beginning their journey through everyday commerce. At first glance, a circulated 2022D penny may show fingerprints, tiny scratches, dull surfaces, or light discoloration from regular handling. These marks are normal for coins used in circulation. However, collectors look beyond ordinary wear, focusing instead on the quality of the strike and any unusual mint-made characteristics. The obverse continues the historic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has represented the 1-cent coin for well over a century. Surrounding the portrait are the familiar inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2022, with the D mint mark confirming its Denver origin. The reverse features the Union Shield design, symbolizing the unity and strength of the United States. The shield's vertical stripes represent the original states joined together under one nation, while the horizontal bar across the top symbolizes federal unity. Although this reverse has been used since 2010, collectors continue examining its details for interesting production differences. Like other modern Lincoln cents, the 2022D penny is made from copper-plated zinc. This lightweight composition allows the coin to remain economical to produce while maintaining the familiar copper-colored appearance recognized by generations of Americans. Collectors often search recently issued pennies because genuine mint errors can appear in any production year. Careful examination may reveal features such as doubled dies, die chips, die cracks, struck-through errors, clipped planchets, or off-center strikes. These varieties are uncommon, but they are among the first things experienced collectors check when searching through new coins. Another reason the 2022D Lincoln Shield Penny attracts attention is that it represents the continuing evolution of one of America's most iconic coin series. Each year's production becomes another chapter in the long history of the Lincoln cent, making modern issues just as interesting to study as many older coins. Although most 2022D Lincoln Shield pennies are common circulation coins, collectors continue searching through bankrolls and everyday change because unusual varieties can still be discovered. Sometimes, the newest penny in your pocket is also the one that deserves the closest inspection. Unlike older collectible coins that have decades of history behind them, the 2022D Lincoln Shield penny is still writing its story. Every year, collectors set aside examples from current circulation because they know that today's everyday penny may become an important reference for future collections. The challenge is identifying which coins are simply common and which display genuine mint-made characteristics. At the Denver Mint, thousands of planchets move through automated presses every hour. Although the equipment is highly precise, no production system is completely identical from one strike to the next. Tiny differences in die condition, striking pressure, or metal flow can occasionally produce unusual features that specialists later identify as collectible varieties. Collectors studying the 2022D issue often inspect the coin under magnification. They pay close attention to the date, the D mint mark, Lincoln's portrait, and the lettering for signs of hub doubling, die cracks, die chips, retained cuds, struck through debris, broad strikes, or off-center strikes. These mint-made varieties are uncommon, which is why verified examples receive much more attention than ordinary circulated coins. The Union Shield reverse also provides valuable clues. Experts examine the shield's vertical lines, banner, rim, and lettering to evaluate strike quality and die condition. A sharply struck coin with strong design details is generally more desirable than one showing weak or incomplete striking. Because modern cents use a copper-plated zinc construction, collectors also check the surface carefully. Plating damage, corrosion, or environmental wear that occurs after the coin leaves the mint is usually considered post-mint damage rather than a collectible error. Distinguishing between the two requires careful examination and, in some cases, professional authentication. Another interesting aspect of the 2022D penny is its role in modern circulation. These coins continue to pass through millions of everyday transactions, meaning potential varieties can still be discovered in pocket change, coin rolls, or bank boxes years after they were first released. It is important to remember that the vast majority of 2022D Lincoln Shield pennies remain common circulation coins. Significant collector premiums are generally reserved for professionally authenticated mint errors, recognized die varieties, or coins preserved in exceptional mint condition. For many collectors, the excitement isn't just about value, it's about discovery. Every handful of modern pennies offers another opportunity to spot a detail that most people overlook. That sense of exploration keeps collectors searching, proving that even one of the newest Lincoln cents can make coin hunting an exciting adventure. The final coin in today's countdown is the 2019 Lincoln Shield penny with no mint mark, a modern 1-cent coin that quietly entered circulation and quickly became one of the billions of pennies used in everyday life. Most people spend it without a second thought, but collectors know that even a recent Philadelphia issue can become an exciting find when examined with care. The 2019 Lincoln Shield penny with no mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike Denver issues, Philadelphia circulation pennies do not display a mint mark beneath the date, making the blank space one of the easiest ways to identify where the coin was produced. It is a small detail, but an important one for anyone learning to collect modern U.S. coins. A heavily circulated 2019 penny often shows signs of daily use. Tiny scratches, dull surfaces, fingerprints, and worn high points are common after years in pockets, cash registers, and coin jars. While these marks may reduce eye appeal, they also tell the story of a coin that has served its purpose in American commerce. The obverse features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has represented the United States 1-cent coin for more than a century. Around the portrait appear the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2019. Since there is no mint mark, collectors immediately recognize it as a Philadelphia issue. On the reverse is the modern Union Shield design, introduced in 2010 to symbolize the strength and unity of the nation. The shield's vertical stripes represent the original states working together, while the banner and inscriptions complete one of the most recognizable modern coin designs in the United States. Like other current Lincoln cents, the 2019 no mint mark penny is struck on a copper-plated zinc planchet. This composition keeps production costs lower while preserving the classic copper-colored appearance that Americans have associated with the penny for generations. Collectors frequently examine 2019 Philadelphia pennies for doubled dies, die chips, die cracks, struck-through errors, off-center strikes, and other genuine mint-made varieties. Although these features are uncommon, they demonstrate that interesting discoveries are still possible even with modern coins. While most 2019 Lincoln Shield pennies with no mint mark are ordinary circulation coins, experienced collectors never dismiss them without taking a closer look. Every modern penny has the potential to reveal an unusual detail, and that possibility is exactly what keeps the search exciting. The 2019 Lincoln Shield penny with no mint mark reminds collectors that modern coins can be just as interesting to study as older classics. Although billions of pennies have been produced over the years, each one begins its life through a carefully controlled minting process, and that process can occasionally create genuine varieties that attract collector attention. At the Philadelphia Mint, blank copper-plated zinc planchets passed through high-speed presses where enormous pressure transferred the coin's design onto both sides. Even with advanced technology, the dies slowly changed through constant use. Those gradual changes sometimes produce small differences that today are carefully examined by specialists. Instead of focusing only on the coin's age, collectors study the finer details. They inspect the date, Lincoln's portrait, lettering, and the Union Shield for signs of hub doubling, die cracks, die chips, struck-through errors, clipped planchets, and off-center strikes. These mint-made varieties are uncommon, but authenticated examples are much more desirable than ordinary circulation pieces. The reverse design also offers plenty to examine. Collectors check the shield lines, banner, rim, and lettering for sharpness and consistency. A well-struck coin often displays crisp details throughout the shield, while weaker strikes may show softer areas caused during production. Because the coin is made from copper-plated zinc, it can develop scratches, discoloration, or plating damage after years of circulation. These changes are usually the result of everyday use rather than mint errors. For that reason, experienced collectors separate post-mint damage from features that actually occurred during the manufacturing process. Many 2019 pennies continue to circulate today, meaning collectors still have opportunities to find interesting examples in pocket change, bankrolls, or family coin jars. Modern coin hunting has become popular because valuable discoveries are still possible without purchasing expensive collections. When an unusual feature appears on a coin, professional grading services can determine whether it is a genuine mint variety or simply damage that occurred after the coin left the mint. Authentication gives collectors greater confidence when evaluating rarity and collector demand. It is important to remember that most 2019 Lincoln Shield pennies with no mint mark are common circulation coins and are generally worth face value. Coins with significantly higher values are typically those with authenticated mint errors, recognized varieties, or exceptional preservation. The greatest reward in coin collecting is often the search itself. A penny that most people overlook could encourage someone to begin exploring the history of American coinage, learning about minting technology, and appreciating the craftsmanship behind everyday money. Sometimes, the smallest coin in your pocket is the one that inspires the biggest curiosity.